It's Wednesday, January 21st, 2026, and apparently it's Squirrel Appreciation Day, which feels like the internet dared the calendar to get weirder. This is ComfyCast. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Riley. Also, squirrels are just parkour rats with better PR.
Facts. And today's episode is fully machine collabed. The voices, the draft, the whole production line got the robot treatment. If anything gets a little feral, we're leaving it in.
The bloopers are a feature, not a bug. Okay, Hunt, what are we actually talking about?
Three things that all point to the same shift. Audio is becoming the control surface for media. LTXStudio just added audio to video generation, Chroma 1.0 dropped as open source real-time speech-to-speech, and HeartMuLa is popping off as an open music generator that people are already wiring into ComfyUI.
So it's like your voice is the timeline now? Your soundtrack is the edit? That's kind of insane.
Exactly. Let's start with LTXStudio. Their new workflow is audio-first video creation. You start with audio, add a prompt, and it generates video that's synced to the audio.
Okay, that's big.
People are hyping things like lip sync, beat timing, and even native 4K output.
Hold up. Emotion control is where I start sweating. Every time a tool says emotion, I see a haunted puppet smiling through trauma.
Yeah, and on the emotion thing specifically, that's more like the model reacting to the vibe in the audio and your prompt, not a guaranteed precise dial you can trust every time.
That makes way more sense.
Yeah, where does it break in real life? I think the first crack is multi-character scenes. One person talking is hard enough. Two people, plus turn-taking, plus mouth shapes that match, plus head motion that doesn't go rubbery. That's where you get the why is everyone chewing invisible gum problem.
And beat alignment is another one. Like, syncing cuts to a beat is easy for humans because we cheat. We'll cut early, we'll cut late, we'll do a flash frame, we'll add a whoosh. AI is like, I will now move exactly on the beat, and it looks like a PowerPoint learning to dance.
Totally. The secret sauce isn't perfect alignment, it's tasteful alignment. But, big but, this is a real workflow upgrade for marketers because the soundtrack-led ad is basically the modern ad. The hook is rhythm, the pacing is rhythm. If audio becomes the anchor, your iteration loop gets way faster.
Okay, but does that mean we start writing ads like songs, like hook first, chorus first?
I actually think yes, but not in a cringe tech bro poetry way. More like, write an audio script that's already edited. You design pauses, emphasis, cadence, and you treat sound effects like punctuation. Then the video generator is following a structure you already know works.
So the creative brief becomes an audio brief. Like, here's the cold open, here's the punchline beat, here's the product reveal swell. That's kind of fire for Shorts and TikTok.
Exactly. And the least cringe use I've seen from audio first-gen video is not, look what AI can do. It's brand-safe product stories where the visuals are more abstract. Think kinetic typography, B-roll style shots, stylized characters, or even just symbolic scenes that match the audio, instead of hyper-real spokesperson selling protein powder.
Because the second you try to do founder-led realism, everybody's brain goes, why does his mouth look like it's buffering?
Yup. And about the real-time preview and 4K promise, there's always a hidden tax. It's either GPU cost, or iteration time when you start chasing perfection, or human time fixing the weird stuff. And yes, sometimes it's not weird hands anymore, it's weird mouths.
Weird mouths is the new weird hands. Love that for us.
The move for teams is to set an acceptable weirdness threshold. Like, if it's an early concept test, you don't polish the mouth for 3 hours. You ship the idea internally, you learn, then you rerun with a better reference image or tighter audio.
Wait, so what would you do as a marketer this week? Like a practical workflow, not a sci-fi pitch.
Here's a clean one. Cut your voiceover first. Lock it. Then generate 3 ad concepts from the same audio with different visual prompts. One realistic, one stylized, one super minimal. Put them in front of your team or a small audience test. Let performance and retention tell you which visual lane deserves the polish.
And if you're a solo creator, you can do the same thing with your intro. Like your signature audio sting becomes the consistent brand element, and the visuals can change per series. That's actually smart.
Now pivot. Chroma 1.0, Flash Labs is calling it open source, end-to-end, real-time speech-to-speech, meaning you're not doing the classic speech-to-text, then LLM, then text-to-speech chain. It's designed to be low latency, and it supports personalized voice cloning.
Translation: fewer failure points and fewer invoices.
That's the practical advantage. Latency matters, but so does orchestration. Every boundary between systems is a chance for your agent to stutter, mishear, or lose context. An end-to-end speech model can feel way more conversational because it's not constantly converting modalities.
But here's the scary part: voice cloning being a feature in open source. Marketing teams are absolutely going to try the CEO voice agent at 2 in the morning move.
They will. So the ethical bar has to be explicit consent, clear disclosure, and strict usage policies. Also, a company should treat a cloned voice like a credential, store it securely, log when it's used, limit who can deploy it, and have human escalation when the conversation crosses certain lines.
And like, don't have it call customers pretending to be the CEO. That's not on brand, that's in court.
Exactly. And the unsexy blocker people miss with real-time speech agents isn't just model quality, it's turn-taking and interruption handling, background noise, and whether the agent actually helps. A voice that talks fast but can't resolve anything is just an expensive podcast.
Wow, direct shot at some startups I've demoed. Respect.
I'm just saying, it can talk is not it can do work. You need tool calling, data access, permissions, and guardrails. Otherwise, it's vibes.
Okay, now music. HeartMuLa. People are calling it an open source alternative for music generation. And the chatter is that the lyric clarity is surprisingly decent compared to a lot of models that sound like they're singing in cursive.
Yeah, and for content marketing, this is big. Custom music beds for ads, intros, outros, quick brand sound identity experiments, and rapid style testing. The moment you can generate 5 different genre treatments for the same script, you can match vibe to audience segment without paying a composer every time.
But what does it still butcher? Because every model has a please don't do that genre list.
From what people keep implying, niche or super complex styles can still get wobbly. Anything that relies on very specific instrumentation authenticity or really intricate vocal runs tends to expose artifacts, and some outputs still have that AI choir in a mall sheen.
The mall choir is real. I've heard it.
But the workflow angle matters. There are already ComfyUI nodes and workflows out there for HeartMuLa, which means open source pipelines are becoming a legit creative stack. Not for everyone, though. Non-technical marketing teams can find it fragile. Version conflicts, model files, GPU memory, broken nodes, it's a lot.
So the new stack is powerful but spicy, like a DIY espresso machine. If you love tinkering, it's heaven. If you just want caffeine, it's a nightmare.
Great analogy. And that brings us to the slightly existential question. If open source can generate the voice, the music, and now video driven by audio, what's the new moat for brands?
Taste, distribution, and lawyers, in that order.
I'd add systems. Brands that win will have repeatable pipelines, briefs that are structured, approvals that are fast, asset libraries that are consistent, and humans in the loop where it matters. The model is not the moat. The workflow is the moat.
Also, can we talk about the rest of the ecosystem real quick? Because it's been chaos. YouTube's CEO is saying creators can generate shorts using AI versions of themselves in 2026. That's like everyone gets an infinite twin.
Yeah. And that plugs directly into this audio-first world. If you can generate your you and drive it with audio, you basically have a content multiplication machine, but it raises the same consent and disclosure issues, just at creator scale.
And then there's OpenAI allegedly working on AI-powered earbuds for the second half of 2026, like a ChatGPT in your ear, always on.
Which makes voice agents the default interface. And then Apple's rumored screenless device with gesture controls and a camera like a little house gremlin assistant, audio-first everything.
We're becoming a species that talks to objects all day.
Pretty much. So the practical takeaway. Audio is becoming the primary input, the primary timeline, and the primary interface. If you're a creator or marketer, invest in audio craft. Voiceover, sound design, music beds, pacing, because when audio drives the whole pipeline, your audio decisions become your creative direction.
And keep humans in the loop for taste, safety, and like basic reality. Because the machine will confidently give you a masterpiece with haunted puppet emotion.
That's the deal. All right, thank you for hanging with us on this fine Squirrel Appreciation Day.
Go compliment a squirrel. Or at least don't beef with one, they remember.
Subscribe to CoeCast and check out coe.com/resources for AI news and updates. Catch you next time.